What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 14, picking up from the Demon Ruins. Before we get started on what we're doing this episode, I would like to make a few recommendations. First off, a few episodes back, I told you to make sure you have the Flash Sweat spell from the Pyromancer. So you can see we do have that equipped. That's going to let us access some items that would be unreachable if you do not have the spell. And some are spells, so you are going to have this for your Platinum Trophy. Aside from that, if you're doing a physical build like us, we can put on the Deep Ring, letting us have two spell slots, so we still have, some ranged attacks with our Fireball spell, and then, we have what we need to get all of our items as well with Flash Sweat. Now, with that, this area is really difficult. Having some embers can go a long way here, because if you're embered up right here, you'll be able to go ahead and bring a buddy with you. So this is the guy that invaded us. I think it was the episode before last, the Carthus Catacombs. He's using the Ultra Great Sword. He could be a lot of help. Because, I mean, if he could just help us to our first bonfire, it's going to go a long way, a long way. So as soon as you go down, you're going to see a new enemy type right here. This guy has a few moves that'll one-shot you, straight up one-shot you. You're going to see my souls right there. I died right at the start of me recording. I'm like, I don't like, I don't like a bad start. I feel like it's bad luck, you know what I mean? So I was like, let's redo it. But that's just it. Look at that. You see that? What is that, 80% for fucking health? So if he does that spread shot of fire straight across, you're in big trouble with that. That is, for sure going to be a one-shot. Now, right here on this body, you're going to pick up an ember. It said, I started the episode, picked up that item. That's all, a grab, but worth to mention. Now, you're going to see two instances where there's stairs going down. We want to ignore these stairs. It's really important because this brings you towards the end of this place, and there's a lot left to do. Now, as soon as you get here, you notice, like I said, you are absolutely fucking buried in, guys. Absolutely buried. This is where our summon is going to come to play. Our help, our buddy. Probably gonna get poisoned, it's okay. Thank you. We're really just working our way to a bonfire. They're just, coming at you super hard. I think a little bit too much. To be honest, it gets to a point where you're just doing too much. You know what I'm saying? From soft, you're doing too fucking much. But as soon as we get past this point, things. I'm not going to say it's going to get easier because it's a really difficult place, but they get more manageable. Now, these are the really elite beasts you fought in Fair and Keep that like try to scratch your face off and get all buffed up with that grab attack you're trying to do. So don't let them. And there are two of them, but once again, this guy helps out so much, man. Now, we are going to be getting rid of him here in a second because he kind of gets in our way. So you fought the blobs before, and they're weak to burn. This guy is not. He's using fire damage. And then you have Statue Bro. Oh, he got me. I was hoping he would. Yeah, then you got Statue Bro. So he blows out fire. He does a lot of damage. Get done. He does do a lot of damage, but he has, like, absolutely no health. We don't want him in our way, either. Super resilient to physical, just like the other time, but he's not weak to fire anymore. However, he is weak to frost, so you can kind of play that backwards. Now, from here, this is a very, very, very late jump. It's really hard to do. In fact, if you miss that jump, I would go back to the start because it's going to drop you down the middle. This place is very maze-like. You're not going to know where you are. You're not going to know if you're going the right way or not. So I would just, restart it till you get that. Now, over here on the left-hand side is overlooking pretty much the end of this place, towards the end of this place. So instead, we're going to ignore that. Go to the right, smack the wall. Bonfire right here. Now, to actually rest, you are going to have to use your Black Separation Crystal. Get rid of your summon. Get him on his way. We'll rest. Alright. Now, we know we came from here, so everything back there's done. You're going to see a path going down, and this path going back. So this is the path we want to take, because this is more of your optional area. It sucks when he's got us in this hole like this. Yeah, that's your one shot right there. Really close to a one shot. Back up. Usually he's back there a bit, in the open area, and then you can just get behind them. That's what you want to do if you're struggling with these guys. Get those backstabs off, guys. Get those fucking... I'm telling you, it's a nightmare. Especially when you're fighting 2 or 3 of them at once. So this is what we're after. But first, we're going to go over here to the right. It's going to be a crystal lizard with a chaos gem. And this is right underneath the swamp. That area we broke, but I said, hey, don't take it. We'll get to it later. Last episode. Well, that's that area. So I said, don't drop down, you know, from the lake. Don't drop down here because you're not going to know where you're at. The chaos gem, we know that, you know, still at this point is pretty limited. There's only a few areas in the game where you can farm enemies for them. There's not many places. This happens to be one. All those enemies we fought doing the big pyromancer beast, he'll drop them. So you can farm him. I guess it's good to know for this Faith It build, so you get scaling on your fire damage. But really rare instances where you get that on. So going in here is going to be 3 beasts. One will do poison, which is that guy all in the far end. But it's okay, because our bonfire's right there. All we gotta do is put these guys down, and, you know, we're good to go. Thank you. Thank you. We get our drops, whatever they're gonna give us. And then over here's a pyromancy tome. So there are 2 pyromancy tomes in particular that cannot be turned into the pyromancer. I know that makes no sense. So a later game area, we're going to meet another NPC who's actually a witch. So one is a spell book that can only be learned and taught by females. So we need a witch for that. And the other, I think, is just too dark of magic for the pyromancer. So the witch we're going to meet, really dark individual, so she'll be able to teach both of those pyromancies. These are real pyromancy builds, so when it comes to the pyromancer spells, we could use like 80-90% of those as a pure strength build. Doesn't matter, you don't really need any stats. But with those books, those are like real deal big damaging spells that go with pyromancies. But you're talking about going way up, you know, above 20 and Faith. Either way, now that we're caught up there, and we'll turn these in later. We don't have the NPC for a while. Over here on the right, it's going to lead you to an ember. So you're going to take this path first. Now, the path on the right, path straight ahead, they lead to the same area. So, I said, it's really maze-like. If you know, it's really not that bad, but it does take a while to learn. I mean, me just taking notes for the series, I've probably spent a good 3 hours. And it's only 1 episode worth of content, but I wanted to make sure I was comfortable with the navigation and make sure we didn't miss any items. So yeah, it took me quite a bit. The place is really confusing at times. Pretty bad. And sometimes you get lucky and they'll drop the poison moss clumps so we can cleanse, but I sold all mine like a dummy because I'm like, I don't really get inflicted by it much. And then as soon as I sold them, we've been poisoned left and right. This is how it goes. Stop it. So my damage is a little light, I think. Usually it takes 3 hits to kill these guys. And that's taking me more. +5, yeah, because I'm usually at +6. I told you, we got enough to get to +7 weapon. But I don't want to spend my chunks. I should probably at least put 1 more upgrade in it. As soon as you go into the next room, go immediately to the left, take this guy out. Remember, he doesn't have much health. He does have a lot of damage. Thank you. Drop something. One of you. Alright, so this is a little gank trap. Don't move forward. Let this guy chase you down. Because, right here to the right, another statue, bro. Yeah, usually he takes like 1 or 2 hits. It's just that our damage is a little behind right now, but not for long. We're going to be getting our main weapon here really shortly in a few episodes. 2-3 episodes. So over here, you're going to notice you can either go to the right or to the left. Now, the right is the back half of this place. You've already went through half of it. But we got to go and take down a Silver Knight. This guy is a hell of a fight. They always are. It might even be a Black Knight. That's what we do. These guys are really formidable. You'll have a chance to get his axe here. But there is one guaranteed weapon he's kind of guarding, and that's really what we're after. Oh, we got his helm. That's pretty cool. It's different. Rare drop. Weight's good. So we'll see what he dropped. And over here's your weapon. It's actually one of those really unique weapons. You need Twinkling Titanite for it. Pure physical. Um, I think the special skill gives you more poise, and it switches the moveset. So it does like a heavy attack will do a wide swipe, then it'll do like a 360 spin to a thrust. It's really cool, unique moveset, but nothing too special about it. So I said Twinkling Titanite. I would upgrade the Fume Ultra Great Sword, which we're about to get, or the Frostbite Sword. Those are the best twinkling, weapons. Now, this is what I was talking about. This part's rough here, man, because you got to fight two of these assholes. We want to try to separate. Yep, it's really tough, guys. Really tough. This is bullshit here. Yep, about to get put down. So let's get back and reset here. About to get killed, and I'm out of healing. So looks like we're going to have to go through this twice, which is okay. We've cleared a lot of distance. One of you needs to come forward or de-aggro. This is a bit much to deal with. There you go. Let him, let him go far away. You see what I'm saying? Those orbs, they will keep interrupting your attacks. So you just cannot get an attack off. It's not usually this bad, but thing of it is, since there's two of them, both of them have put up that stationary orb. So it's just not going to stop. Now when you put one of them down, you'll also get rid of the orbs he summoned, right? So a bunch of them should disappear. Not all, but enough. These other orbs came from the other guys. They usually only summon one at a time. That means these guys have just been around too long, because they keep summoning up others. Get that backstab. Like I told you guys before, that's what you're looking for with this guy. You want to try to, line up backstabs. Because there's just a lot going on with them, Constant. We're just getting spammed with shit, bro. Absolutely fucking spammed. Bye-bye. Now these are all gonna disappear. It's rough. Coming from someone that has, a lot of experience, not just with this game, but all the games that, FromSoft makes. And I've been through this a million times, and it's rough, dude. That's all I got to say. So, go up, trigger. You probably got to take this one out. Shorten this up a bit. You were taking forever. Alright, so Undead Bone Shard. Now this first room's clear. It is a little unfortunate that we weren't able to make it any further. The fact of the matter is we just don't have the healing to do what we're about to do. But it's okay, because we're going to be able to get set up. So you're going to see a few rooms over here on your right. You're not going to progress this, guys. You're not going to, well, that brings back to the start. That'll let us rest. That's just a good shortcut. This right here, same thing. That's the other stairs up top. But the only real route forward is right over here. And we're not going to take this yet because we need all the healing we can get. So for now, how much souls do we have? Not enough for level. So we're just going to homeward bone out. However, we don't want to start from here. We want to jump back to Demon Ruins. Now, let's go ahead and get our setup right. So, we're about to run through the lava for some items. We've talked about this before. You're going to want... I went through and checked the highest resistances. We're going to have to mix-match some pieces real quick. But if you put on the Conjugator hood, Antiquated dress, Antiquated gloves, and then the Conjugator boots. So it's kind of blending these sets. So, Conjugator on the hood and the pants, then Antiquated dress and gauntlets. We want the highest resistance to, to fire. Now, it also would not hurt to get rid of your weapon because we also want to be as light as possible. So if you run from the start, We can go straight for these stairs, and you're probably going to get hit with a few fireballs, just so you guys know. You don't want to sit or take these guys. You guys just saw what we just went through. We never get this episode done. So we're going to ignore all of them. Now, if you were to go straight, that's not going to lead you to anything. We can go ahead and take out Mr. Rat. I guess we'll show it so no one thinks we missed anything, but there's nothing over here to get. It's just a hole, which that's where we're going. But we do not want to go that way whatsoever. Now, when you go to progress through here, if you go over here to the left, there's a few guys to take out, but that's, you know, your clear path of progression. However, there are two hidden walls, two secret areas here. The first would be right here. So anytime you see a bunch of bricks with vines over them, it's a pretty big space. That's what you're looking at. That's just overlooking where we just were. Next, Pyromancy Tome, pretty well hidden. Now, what sucks is a lot of those little fire blobs are down here, and if you start bumping into them, then chances are they're going to keep you in place, and this is obviously very bad. So, we're going to use Flash Sweat, and we have to keep healing as we're going through here. Start full health. We only have 9 heals to pull us off, but try to stay away from those dudes. So, get your item, heal, heal, run, run, run. Then we're going to heal before we pick up the item this time. 1, 2, pick up your item, heal, run, heal, heal, run. Close. Oh, so glad I told you it'd be close, man. But we got all the items. You know, there's nothing left to get. We got everything we could out of here. Now, there are two instances where we have to deal with this. That being the first. Luckily for us, the second, I mean, it's not far away, but the second one's not as bad. It's pretty much running real quick, grab a spell, grab an item, get out, and hopefully keep trucking. If we don't have the health, we might have to rest one more time to get through this, but it's the best way I know to do it. Honestly, for how much of a nightmare this place could be, this has been an exceptionally smooth run through here. This place could be pretty fucking bad, as you can see. I mean, it's a nightmare, dude. It's not enjoyable. It's the biggest pain in the ass of the game. After we get through this, like I said, it's going to be hard, but it's not going to be annoying like this ever again, in my opinion. You know, ever again. There's no more instances that suck this fucking bad. And that's with the bare minimum deaths, too. It's just, like I said, it's not enjoyable. So I would like to go back down, because 8,000 souls we're talking about. How far away are they, though? Because if they're far, I'm probably just going to say, fuck it. I don't even see them. The hell are they? I don't want to waste a whole other run on them. I might just eat it. I'm not seeing them. Behind us now. Who the fuck's my souls? It's 8,000, bub. I see him. I thought that was a flame. They're pretty far in. It's okay. I'll eat it. I'll take the loss. It's almost 10,000. You know, fuck it. Alright. Because I just don't want to waste the time it's going to take. And have to go rest again and everything else. So, now that we have that cleared, obviously what we're going to do is work the main path. So all you're going to do is go out the store, show, that's the other side of that hole. It was showed you at the start. Don't need to worry about that. We're going to go on down, dead end. Now that's your main path. Once again, we want to ignore this. Especially for mage builds. You guys are going to get probably the best reward. Alright, so we're going to clear it all out. Then right here, you're going to see another brick wall with vines, right? So, smack, chest, large titanite. And you're probably like, oh, okay, well, that was it. Nope. Smack again. Now, you do have a lot of those cursed basilisks that are going to try to curse you. So, we're going to ignore all these guys. What is pretty cool is we get another titanite scale. So, just run on out to the left, or to the right, titanite scale. Then you're going to see the main stairs. Now, this takes you to the very end. We go back up top, outside, shut down the ballista, we're done. However, it's really easy to miss this. We're going to take this path. Now, this part sucks. You might want to be embered up, because we have to fight the same invader as before, but now he's beefed up even more. Now, you can actually use the lava to your advantage here. If we could just stay on the edge, let him come in. Sometimes you could, you know, knock him in. Like that. Yeah. It's not super easy to do, but as you see, because look at his damage output. That's the real thing here. If he hits you with one special attack or one good attack, you're dead, dude. That's it. That's all she wrote. Don't let him get up. Don't let him get up. If you could lock him down with charged heavies, with the big weapon we recommended, that's why we recommended it. So Fume Ultra Greatsword, arguably the best Ultra Greatsword in the game, not by my account, but by many. So phenomenal, real big beefy weapon. So heavy, man, so heavy. So the reason I don't like to recommend this, I hate that moveset for one. But to pull this off, you're talking about no dex. You're talking about still having enough health to survive. So my point is the requirements for this makes it very difficult. It comes in handy and you can pull it off, just not the best because you're talking about like 40 vitality, 40, 50 stamina, 50 levels in damage, and then you haven't even started working that health. To reach the requirements just to wield this, I mean, it's going to take a lot. You might be able to pull it off with 30 stamina, but you're only going to be able to swing it twice. That's not, good. Vitality, if you don't have the weight to carry it, you're going to be wearing shit you don't like, probably something like we have on right now, and then still, you're not going to really have much weight, and that's with rings and everything. So to really pull this off, it's just hard because the strength requirement is at 50. So two-handing it, obviously, you still need like 40 levels, and that's not really even getting into scaling. That's just to hold it, right? So you're going to need at least 50 strength. And if you're going pure strength, you want to at least really go 60. You get the best scaling possible. Then, like I said, you're probably looking at 50 endurance, 40 to 50 vitality, then probably 40 health. And it's just going to be hard to reach. This is my opinion. It's not fact, but that's what I got from it. I know a lot of people like it, but you're really going heavy, pure strength build, and hopefully you have the stats to pull it off. Now, we are going to have to go rest again after this, unfortunately, because this will wipe out your healing. So run, grab your ember, heal, heal. Run, heal before you pick it up. Grab it, heal, heal, and boom. So we do not have the resources to continue. So once again, however, guys, with that, we're good. We got it all, right? So let's go to Ember up again. We never showed off this set. It's pretty wild. There are things about it I don't like, but all in all, it's really unique. It's not bad, not bad. It's different. We could use it for a bit. Alright, so from this point forward, I want to check the time. Alright, well, we're going to go over a bit because I want to get the boss done. That's all it's left. So all we're doing is running out of here. That's it. Our weight's good. All we want to do is run on back to where we were, but this time we're going to be going all the way straight so we can get on out, turn off your ballista, get your last few items, and wrap up with this hellacious fucking zone. Some people might enjoy it. I mean, it's cool area, but to be successful in getting all the items, obviously, it's a fucking headache. It's definitely cool. It's unique, but yeah, there's just so much shit you got to deal with, man. For a new player, I don't see a first-time player getting all the items out of here. That's newer to the genre. To happen to use spells, to get all the items, and just manage everything. It's really tricky, guys. It really is. So going up, you do have one hard fight before you're gonna actually get out of here, and that's right here with your Silver Knight. We got Basilisk chasing us. Don't get cursed. Alright, the other one shouldn't be a problem. Now this guy using your double-handed thrust attack, he just tanks right through it. So be careful here. I mean, we can do damage, but it's not going to knock him back like it usually would. Screw me, I backstabs here, buddy. Don't appreciate it. Thank you. I love how they just spin around in place real quick. It's awesome. I mean, get her big damage, but you're going to notice she doesn't get knocked down, Not like they usually do. Oh, you stingy bastard. Yep. Hoping we get his shield. They have such nice shields. The Black Knights and then the Silver Knights, both of them, they have really nice shields. But once again, it's rare drop. I love to say we can get their weapon and shield, but it's probably going to take a little bit of farming. I mean, late game we fight a lot of those guys. In fact, one of the next areas we have to fight a lot of those guys, and there's a good chance that we can go ahead and get our stuff. But we'll just see how it plays out. Either way, once we have him taken out, you're going to go up a series of ladders. So it's going to be two, but then there's also kind of a trick, not really a trick drop, just an item you could miss if you don't, look around. So when you go over your second ladder, right here, really good great bow, and there's only two in the game that really stand out aside from boss weapons, and there's like one great bow that's a boss weapon, so there's not many choices, but Dragon Rider bow will be one. We'll roll off. Then you got Dragon Slayer great bow, and then a boss drops a really unique bow that scales with intelligence, I believe. It's pretty cool. Bow builds were tricky in a vast game like Elden Ring that had so many choices. In this game, it's even more obscure. So when you get up here, you're still in danger. Alright? You're not free from the ballista just yet. Now, once you progress a little bit further, you'll be safe. Like, since you go over there. I did want to show this, though. Because we ran past it. No items to get. Just the homeward bones at the bottom. Alright, so we are so close. However, there's still, I guess, one threat. So first you're going to have the guys with the wheels. We fought these guys before. They're not bad. Either use your shield and block, dodge, and then put them down. So it's really weird. I noticed that there's three, right? And then you turn around. One always just seems to like disappear. Like, where'd he go? He just, oh, he's down there. Usually he just gets killed, and I never know why. I think maybe he rolls off the edge or something. I just don't see it. But usually by the time you fight two, the third one's just gone, and you get the souls for him. Now, that wheel is actually a really wild shield you could pick up. Another rare drop, but it's out there. Alright, so we have these two guys. Then after this is your last hard encounter here. You're going to have the bigger skeletons, but there's going to be two of them. So we're going to try to separate them, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Finally have good patrol patterns. Usually they're like side by side. Pain in the dick. Yeah, we know their damage. They do not play, guys. They do not play. Oh no. Hurry. Thank you. One more. You need to stop it right now. God, he's going. He is not this bad, dude. Holy shit. Does not want us to find any success here, I take it. Isn't that great? You're actually done. There's no point going back up for souls, but I want to make sure this is done. Yeah, we're already over our time too. But I told you, man, it's a fucking nightmare. I hate this fucking place. Usually it's pretty smooth if you know what you're doing, but I mean, just depending on enemy patterns, how things are lining up for you, all these things go to play. Skill only takes you so far. There's a natural flow of the game that if it's not lining up for you, it's just horrible. It's a horrible experience going through here. There's other places that are tough, but I just feel like this one's really irritating. You know what I mean? Just because how everything is. It's not a good time. Goes from playing a fun game to being a chore. Nah, I don't, I just don't care for that. Try to stay alive best we can. Rolled right into it. Come on, buddy. I don't want him hitting us while we're going up the ladder, so we're gonna go ahead and try to put him down. God damn, bro. Thank you. So if you struggle with them just like that, just circle around. Just circle around. You can drop anything now? We're just a party pooper today. I was like, maybe it's meant to be. Maybe we'll take him out. We'll get his weapon or get his shield this time. Nope. He's stingy. Stingy bastard, isn't he? So at this moment, all we're doing is turn off the ballista. It doesn't matter. You're never gonna come back here. You can simply go take out the boss and move on. But just to actually do 100% of everything, it's part of it. So we're gonna knock it out. It does feel like a waste of time, but I want to show everything here. Getting killed right at the end is never enjoyable, especially for a walkthrough perspective. I'm like, we're trying to fit everything in here. It doesn't make it easy, It does not make things easy. I don't want to have to wait to fight a boss just because we got killed and have to do a run back for no real reason. That's a big deal. I want to make sure we actually fit the boss in this episode. This is why you do not run past everything if you get killed in these games. Hey, you need attention or something? Get you as hard as I can for being annoying. Alright. Time for the bullshit again. Alright, buddy. He's like super pain in the ass today. I swear he's usually not this bad, y'all. Thank you. Finally do it. Those guys are really tough, though. Alright, so once you take him out, shut this shit off, you're done. Obviously, you have the main boss, but that's it. Catacombs are done. The Demon Roads, you do not have to go back for them, right? That's the best possible news. And once you do, you're going to see like a couple dead giants here. There's one on the back side of this as well, but there's no actual items to get. Then you'd see it drop down. So just to talk about the way the game wants you to do this area again, we did discuss this before. Instead of doing the lake first, they want you to go through all this shit, right? Take this drop. Once you've taken out the ballista, then come down here and clear the lake. But if you do that, you still have horses quest. I don't know if that gets messed up or, so I just did things the way I know to do them. But yeah, I mean, there's no, nothing else left to get. Everything is done aside from the boss. So this boss is your next demon. He is the Demon King, the king of all the demons. So he's going to be similar to those guys, but he's going to be using a great club and a lot of pyromancies. So a lot of AoEs in this fight. He has a few things to look out for where he can send like a big wave of fire out and then back in. You have to try to roll over this because you can't jump in this game. Aside from that, if he kind of waves his club around in the air, he can make it rain a meteor storm of these great fireballs. So when he does this, you want to run back. His health is pretty substantial. Doesn't matter what weapon you use. It's just really, invulnerable to most things. And then just a lot of quick attacks, right? With the great club, as you may imagine. So, with that being said, the way we're gonna play this fight is we're gonna Ember up. This is gonna give us access to a summon we can bring. He would probably be better. I've never tried to bring him in. I don't know if you can. However, there's one down here. She's a caster that uses poison, so you get damage over time, but she can also heal herself, and I like that. That keeps her alive. Now, the main thing we want her for is a distraction. Now, there were some boss fights we were going through, and I didn't realize you could summon for them. I guess I just never paid attention to it. So we tried them out. This is like the only one that's actually planned for a boss fight. So she was actually in the notes because she serves as a really good distraction. Now, the first time you run in and the first time only, so hopefully you get him first try, he's going to be getting up off the ground. All the other times he's ready for you. So what we want to do is just get behind him. She'll distract from the front, we're behind, we're putting off damage. You will have to reposition yourself, and you're going to have to heal everything he does. Because everything he's got going hurts bad. His damage output is quite substantial. But as you see, we're not really doing much to him. It takes a lot here. You can stagger him at times too. Kind of bring him to his knees a bit. You notice he did poison, even though he's a demon, it's like a fire enemy. Somehow he does get poisoned, so his health is slowly ticking. It's not much, but while poison's ticking and you're landing big hits, that's just, more health that's coming off. Every time you land a hit, because he's being, damage over time. So this is what you're really watching out for, the meteorites. But with her in here, they should be targeting her. See that? That's what she really does for us. She is simply a distraction. There we go. Stagger his bitch ass. Are they coming for me this time? They may be. So the big thing here is knowing when to get in and when to get out. Now there's that big fire wave, right? So we know when to get out. Yep, that hurts bad. Sometimes you can roll through it. I think she still has a poison too. Nice. There's that ring of fire. Wait. Roll through. Part this milk ring can help out a lot too, guys. Stay on with heavy attacks. So just like that, that's it. She distracts. We just lay on heavy attacks from behind. But we also, we're paying attention. If he's doing meteorites, we're running back. You're not going to sit in there for that if you're smart. So knowing when to get in, when to get out. She distracts, you attack from behind. Simple, But it can be irritating fight though. If you don't know his moveset yet, or you go in here blind, he's definitely killed me multiple times in a row before, my first playthrough. I didn't know these things, right? So did we reach our 25? We did. So 25. So these two are done. We want 5 more levels here by the end of the game. So we're fine for the time being. That's going to allow us to actually level up our strength. So quality, right now 18-18. We're going to focus strength for the foreseeable future, but then we will, go back and finish up health. We'll go back and also, raise that dex. Dex comes later though. Because once you hit 40 strength, that's really solid. It'll help you out a lot. Alright, so from here, before we close out, we're going to go send Grey Rat to pillage. Now, if you send him pillage... Oh, wait, no, we can't. We have to open the main door for Gyruto. So we'll cover that next episode. Yeah, it just makes you do certain things. Until you actually access your next area, it won't trigger him to move on. But what I was saying was... the next time he goes to pillage, if you didn't drop that armor down for Onion Knight, he's dead. You fucked up the quest. That's why we're so adamant earlier.
Speak the honorable.
And we need to get dialogue from her. She's going to ask us to kill Orbit. This is really important. Not now, it comes later, but we got to get this dialogue
Oh,
before a
good
certain
hollow.
point.
Orbeck of Vinheim is a cause of much consternation. If you Arlo, no, she of that
And then he's going to talk about Henri or she's going to talk about Henri and the wedding. And these are things to come later, but you got to make sure you at least hear that dialogue one time. The witch Carla will be sent here. That's where we can turn the pyromancies to, but this is, quite a bit away. And then, like I said, you can come down here, and you can give him this one. Azalith. This gets you some really strong pyromancies. But if you try to turn her in this one,
by the gods.
reach Guilana, the ancient deity.
The last of them who wandered the land, but I regret to say,
I cannot accept this
for
witches. So he's not a witch, so he can't, do that one. And then if you go down to the Grave Warden,
I cannot accept this. This pyromancy tome is dark and delves into the depths of men where an untouchable flame resides. I cannot comprehend this myself. It is a spell for both.
So like I said, so one is just like too dark for him, and then the other has to be cast by women. But the one we did turn in gets you Chaos Storm, takes 2 spell slots, erect multiple Chaos Fire Pillars in vicinity, super powerful. But the thing about this is no spell requirements. So, like, we could do a very powerful Pyromancy build without really having any health or int, because, any faith or int. We would have to level up Atonement to get other spell slots, because that's 2. Like, this one's super good, but that's 2 slots. So we'd have to, like, let's say you're getting to the end of the game. You want a really cool build to go to the DLC. But by end game, you should have enough to raise your atonement enough to get some really strong pyromancy spells. Then still have the levels for strength. And you could do, strength or quality pyromancy build. It turns out really nicely because no requirements. But this is a very powerful spell. Great Chaos Fire Orb, and that goes really nicely with Chaos Storm. And there's no requirements on either one, but they cost a lot of spell slots. So using the Deep Ring, you'd be able to pull that, and then extra Atonement. Just having those 2 would be really dope. And there's obviously other things as well. So with that, we did say we're putting off Arena's quest because this one's touchy. And we're going to wait till late game and then just do it all at the same time. It's really easy to mess up. Now, if you want her spells, I've already broke down how that quest goes, but that's up to you guys. Now, before we close out, there's only one thing left to go over, and that is another very solid strength pyromancy build. As far as choices from your boss soul. So this is your Demon King. Another, option where you're going to have 2 choices. 1 weapon, 1 spell. So, Chaos Bed Vestiges, hurl Chaos Flame that scorches vicinity, 10 faith, 20 int, so, true pyromancy build to get this off 5,000. Not a bad choice, pretty cool. Or you can get the Old King's Great Hammer, so physical and fire. It's kind of similar to that, but it's probably the better version. 30 strength, 10 faith int, so really manageable for a strength build that wants to just dabble in pyromancies. That'd be a nice fire weapon to go with your fire spells. So both of those are absolutely phenomenal. And then with that, guys, we should be all caught up. We do have another Undead Bone Shard, and we do have another Estus Shard. Now, if this is what I do, because soon we're going to have access to good spells that we could start to dabble in, but more importantly, weapons have better weapon arts that's going to cost us mana. So if you're sitting here with, 10 flasks, I think that's good, then we could put a few into mana. That's up to you guys, but I think it's a pretty solid choice. Yeah, they are caught up. We did a lot, so we're good there. Now, this is up to you guys. How many larges do we have? 15. So, I'm going to tell you what. We will go ahead and bring this up for a bit to help us out, but we're about to get a new weapon really shortly. And we're getting a new weapon really shortly, so I'm not going to waste a bunch of resources, but at least getting a +6 is going to be really nice. This is up to you guys. You guys know resources are rare for a bit. Not forever, but for a little while. Just make your choice wisely. We're caught up on ashes, and we're good to go. Sitting here at roughly, 380 something damage. The only other thing I could tell you guys before we start next episode, if you have not talked to Siri that was here and got the Darkwind loyalty gesture, make sure you do that. We're starting our quest next episode. So from here, we're going to jump back to High Lord Woldnir, and we are ready to, enter the true start of Dark Souls 3. No, I'm just kidding. But this is where the game really gets started, as I said before. Everything else was just getting you set up, getting you a lot of upgrades, good starting spells, good starting weapons. But from this point forward, this is where all the bosses give you really good weapons that you actually could have real choices to carry through the rest of the game. You get some of the best spells, some of the best rings, and you could really, just start getting stuff. So it opens up. The areas are obviously going to get a lot more cool. But the rewards and you're getting further into quest lines, so it just opens up a lot from this point. So either way, guys, with everything done up to this point, no reason to turn around for anything at all. We are ready to move forward with the next zone. So you guys stay tuned, and we will catch you back here shortly to take out Irithyll.